Email. Personal injury lawyers in email. Personal injury lawyers in email. Personal injury lawyers make the same mistake as many other people make with email. Email is actually one of the most important things to personal injury lawyers marketing. When you bring a prospect in any form, one of the most important things you could extract from them is their email. Everybody has a bad habit of when they see a prospect is jumping on them and getting their phone number or getting their information or trying to close them immediately. This is wrong. It takes a while to close anybody. Now, it's a little different, obviously, with personal injury lawyers because you're dealing with somebody who's been through a trauma, car accident, they're coming to you because they've been through some sort of trauma, and they're looking for help immediately. So you want to, have a relationship with them and, sign a retainer and move forward, which is great. But you still want to get their email, right, as soon as it's an initial meeting. The reason being is that you want to get them in your funnel. Okay, once you get them in their email, they become a member of your funnel, and you start sending them information. This positions you as a resource, right? Which you always want to position yourself as a resource, right? You don't want to position yourself as one of those sleazy personal injury lawyers who have like no money down, guaranteed judgment, who work with me and you don't pay a dime unless I bring you $1 billion, right? Those are a dime a dozen. They have no credibility, right? And, in the short term, this sounds like something that you want to be a part of, but in the long term, in the sense of building a very viable, a very lucrative practice, it's not good. Okay, you want to build yourself as a resource, as somebody that people can come to, with questions, and a trust agent in your field. So if you are a personal injury lawyer who deals with car accidents, and someone comes to you with a question of like, hey, I've been in a car accident, I can't work now, what do I do? You want to be the guy who answers the question of what are the scenarios that they can go through in order to eat, in order to replace their income, in order to move forward. And then, you don't want to be the guy who, then starts pitching hard about, now we have to like sue immediately and da 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 da. Right? You let them, make that decision. They're not stupid. They know you're a personal injury lawyer who, wants their business to move forward and sue the guy. But, they want to come to you and they have questions, right? So it's like, they are confused. They have not, you've been doing this forever. They have not. This is the first time in it. So they're looking for somebody who, most people are looking for somebody who can help them through this process, So it's like if you could be somebody who's helpful and give them information, and then if you can get their email, right, and then put them through your funnel where every couple days, you automatically, because you built this funnel. So the great thing about an email funnel is that every few days or so, you're sending them pertinent information of like, hey, here's an article about how you can get your car fixed, even though, you've been in an accident. So these are some of the ways, that you could, deal with this situation. Click here for a worksheet or, 10 tips of a PDF of how to do that. If you just keep sending them information like that and not, pitch them at the end, but, be something, like that, that'd be great. And then every once in a while, every, 10 days or so, you say, hey, if you still need somebody to talk to, or, earlier than that, that's fine. but there's nothing wrong to keep them in your funnel for a while, because what happens is that you're building a tribe that if a friend of theirs is in a situation, they have someone like, I know this guy, and personal referrals are always the best. And then we could take that information, email information that are still in, and run it through Facebook as a source of demographic, and then run that as an audience and use that as ads. So it's like, what we could do is that we could run that through Facebook as an audience and send ads to it. And then if we have enough information, we can run it as what's called a lookalike model, so Facebook can match it up as stuff. Now, there's some turmoil happening in the Facebook Pixel community. So with Apple coming in and shutting down personal information being extracted through their browsers, so emails are coming back, into fashion, and going to be a stronger, important marketing aspect of gathering information. Can't go wrong with emails. Emails are very versatile. Emails, if you got like a 2,000 email list, you could do so much with it. It gives you so much demographic information. There's so much you could send out. You could send out surveys. You could send out, information about certain things. Can't stress enough that every personal injury lawyers, but every client I work with, should have a very strong, robust email list. And then, with these email programs, you could write, 50 emails, and it's called a drip. And then, it just sends them out automatically. So all you got to do is track them. You track the open rate and see, which emails they open, which ones they like. Do they like the ones on mustard? Okay, so they like mustard. So, take the blogs and write about mustard and see, what kind of click rate we get on mustard. So, I mean, there's so much, information that we can gather, and SEO and pay-per-click, and, this is all in the ecosystem, and it's, very important. So, emails, get the email, compile it, and then put it in it, Aweber, and there's some great email programs. Well, not great. Email programs always drive me crazy. But there's some good email programs, and then we could take it from there. John Flynn.